Welcome to KSG News, where you get all the latest updates from across the globe to help you with your exam preparations. We begin with GS Paper 3. This is in connection with space technology. The Indian Space Research Organization, or the ISRO, on the 25th of February 2021 completed the launch rehearsal of the PSLV C-51 mission slated for 28th February 2021. India's Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, or the PSLV C-51, is scheduled to launch Brazil's Amazonia 1 as primary satellite and 18 co-passenger satellites from the first launch pad of Satish Dhawan Space Center SHAR Sriharikota, about 100 kilometers from Chennai, on the 28th of February. The Indian space startup Pixel announced 2 days ago that due to certain software issues, its first satellite Anand would no longer be part of the payload on board the PSLV C-51 rocket. And on 25th February 2021, the ISRO confirmed that its nanosatellite INS-2DT will also not be part of the mission. ISRO's commercial arm New Space India Limited, or the NISL, said that INS-2TD also faced some technical issues and could not make it to this flight. The PSLV C-51, or the Amazonia 1 mission, is the first dedicated PSLV commercial mission for NSIL, which is undertaking it under a commercial arrangement with Seattle, the US-based satellite rideshare and mission management provider Spaceflight Inc. PSLV C-51 will use the DL variant of PSLV, equipped with 2 solid strap-on boosters. The 637 kg Amazonia 1 is an optical Earth observation satellite, 4 from IN Spacey, that is 3 Unity Sats from consortium of 3 Indian academic institutes and 1 Satish Dhawan Sat from Space Kids India and 14 from NSIL. The InSpace, or Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, is an independent nodal agency under the Department of Space for allowing space activities and usage of DOS-owned facilities by NGPEs or non-government private entities, as well as to prioritize the launch manifest. Moving on to GS Paper 2. This is in connection with international relations. India and Pakistan on the 25th of February announced a ceasefire along the line of control from the midnight of 24th and 25th February in order to have a peaceful atmosphere along the disputed border. This was announced by the Defense Ministry after a meeting of Director Generals of Military Operations of the two armies. Now, what is this all about, and what is the significance of this? In the interest of achieving mutually beneficial and sustainable peace along the borders, the two DGMOs agreed to address each other's core issues and concerns which have the propensity to disturb peace and lead to violence. Both sides reiterated that existing mechanisms of hotline contact and border flag meetings will be utilized to resolve any unforeseen situation or misunderstanding. The DGMOs of India and Pakistan held discussions over the established mechanism of hotline contact. The two sides reviewed the situation along the line of control and all other sectors in a free, frank and cordial atmosphere. India and Pakistan have a ceasefire agreement since 2003, but thousands of ceasefire violations were reported in the last 3 years, shattering the fragile border peace. The Defense Minister said that ceasefire violations have been increasing since 2011. In some more updates related to the GS Paper 3, this is again in connection with the science and technology. The government on the 25th of February 2021 said a code of ethics and 3-tier grievance redressal mechanism would be applicable for news publishers, OTT platforms and digital media. The government said that OTT platforms like Netflix and Amazon Prime Video would have to self-classify the content into 5 age-based categories: U, that is universal; UA, that is 7+ years; UA 13+; UA 16+; and A, that is adult. Now, what does this mean? OTT platforms would be required to implement parental locks for content classified as UA 13+ or higher, and reliable age verification mechanisms for content classified as A. The publishers of online curated content will also have to prominently display the classification rating specific to each content or program together with a content descriptor informing the user about the nature of the content. This would help viewers assess the nature of content at the beginning of every program and make an informed decision prior to watching the program. Publishers of news on digital media would be required to observe norms of journalistic conduct of the Press Council of India and the program code under the Cable Television Networks Regulation Act, providing a level playing field between the offline and digital media. A 3-level grievance redressal mechanism has been established under the rules with different levels of self-regulation, wherein Level 1 would be self-regulation by the publishers, Level 2 self-regulation by the self-regulating bodies of the publishers, and Level 3 would be oversight mechanism. The rules state a publisher will have to appoint a grievance redressal officer based in India who will be responsible for the redressal of grievances received by it. The officer will take decision on every grievance received by it within 15 days. The rules also note that there may be one or more self-regulatory bodies or publishers. Such a body will be headed by a retired judge of the Supreme Court, a High Court or independent eminent person, and will not have more than 6 members. Such a body will have to register with the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. This body will oversee the adherence by the publisher to the Code of Ethics and address grievances that have not been resolved by the publisher within 15 days. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting shall formulate an oversight mechanism and will publish a charter for self-regulating bodies, including codes of practices. It shall establish an interdepartmental committee for hearing grievances. And now, some more news related to the GS Paper 3. This is in connection with economy. The Corporate Affairs Ministry on the 25th of February 2021 said it has signed a pact with the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs under the Finance Ministry for data exchange between the two organizations. The Memorandum of Understanding will facilitate the sharing of data and information between MCA and the CBIC, or the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, on an automatic and regular basis. This is according to a statement by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, or the MCA. Now, what is the significance of this? The MOU is in line with the vision of the MCA and CBIC to harness data capabilities to ensure effective enforcement. Their databases include details of import-export transactions and consolidated financial statements of companies registered in the country. In addition to regular exchange of data, MCA and CBIC will also exchange with each other on request any information available in their respective databases for the purpose of carrying out scrutiny, inspection, investigation, and prosecution. The MOU comes into force from the date it was signed and is an ongoing initiative of MCA and CBIC, who are already collaborating through various existing mechanisms. A data exchange steering group has also been constituted for the initiative, which will meet periodically to review the data exchange status and take steps to further improve the effectiveness of the data sharing mechanism. That's it in this edition of KSG News. Stay tuned for more such short, concise, and informative videos.